Good morning, everyone. Super excited to be with you here today for your daily dose of awesome. As you're hopping on, please drop where it is you're coming in from so I can give you a shout out. And if we have not met before, I am Becky Graff. And you guys, today's topic is going to be something that I think is very beneficial to think about in how it allows us to either move in our business or stay stuck. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about being in a place where maybe you're struggling to take action, even though you really want to. Okay, hey Cindy, thanks for hopping on. Anne-Marie's here, awesome. Samra, great to have you on. All right, Erin Irway, what's up? Good to have you here. Hey Maddie, good to have you on. All right, we've got lots of people popping on. Awesome, looks like comments are working, which is fantastic. Hey Samra, Annalie, great to have you from Los Angeles. Great, you guys. Okay, so my question to you is, have you ever found yourself in a place where you were struggling to take action even though you either knew you needed to or you really wanted to? Hey Alicia, thanks for hopping on from Tennessee. Awesome, you guys. Okay, have you ever had that happen to you? I'm really curious if you've ever found yourself in that position. Hey Bridget, thanks for hopping on. Okay, because it is something, hey Lane, that I think that we all kind of move through, where we have this moment maybe where we're feeling a little bit stuck, where we can't take the action that we know we need to, right? All right, Bridget's got her hand raised. Okay, so this is resonating with you. Awesome. Okay, so the funny thing is about success, you guys. Oh, right now, in fact. Well, Bridget, hopefully by the end of this live, you will have some tools that will be able to help you move through that. Awesome, Lane, you're here in Salt Lake City, not too far from where I'm at. Awesome, Nancy says yes. Cindy says, yes, ma'am. Okay, so this is resonating with you. You find yourself in a place where you know you need to take action or you want to, and yet you're having a hard time doing that. Awesome. Hey, Shree, thanks for hopping on. Stanley, great to have you. So, you guys, the funny thing about success is that often people want more, okay, yet we struggle to do the little things that we need to get that movement, okay, right? And how come? What is it that keeps us stuck? What is it that keeps us from taking that action on even just the little things? I'm curious what it is for you. All right. Hey, Trina, thanks for hopping on. Great to have you here. All right, so you guys, go ahead and drop in the comments. What is it? Hi, Zena, thanks for hopping on all the way from Canada. Great to have you here. Okay, this is resonating with you as well. Okay, so what is it that's keeping us from doing those little things? What is it for you that you find keeps you stuck and not taking the action that you know you need to in your business? Okay, and you guys, these can be little things. They can be really simple things. Okay, Cindy says fear of making a mistake. Okay, all right, you're afraid of not doing it correctly. All right, I get that, right? How many other people have the same type of thing, that you're afraid of making a mistake, right? All right, Sheree says, what keeps us stuck? Life happens. True, Sheree, life does happen, but the question is what do we do about the things that are happening in our lives, right? Bridget says confusion. Okay, so lack of clarity. All right. Okay, those are definitely some things, right? You're confused about what to do, so we don't do anything or we sit there. Erin says insanity, obviously. Well, if there was a cure for this, like a push button thing, that'd be awesome. Bridget says fear of messing up. Hey, Fran, thanks for hopping on. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. It can be simple things, right? We're afraid of making mistakes. We're afraid of messing up. We're confused about it possibly. But here's the thing. Did you know that even the little tiny things, like having an idea that comes to your mind, and you're like, oh, that would be valuable, I need to write it down, and then you choose not to, or maybe that's super simple, so I'll do it later. Okay, all of these thoughts that we have going through our head actually pre-program us into a habit of actually not taking action. Okay, very, very, very simple thing. Okay, Zena says information constipation. Gabby, great to have you on. Allie says payroll's scary. Amy says she overcomplicates things. All right, let's see. Fear of messing up, we got those. Overwhelm. Okay, so lots of great comments coming through here. Awesome. Procrastination. Hey, Susan, thanks for hopping on. Okay, so all these things, you guys. Have you ever found yourself saying to yourself, I'll do that later, or I'll write it down, or that's super simple, I'll remember it, and then you never do, and then you forgot what it was? Have you ever had that happen to you? Drop me a 2 if that has ever been you. Okay, Sheree says just a rough time and I write it out. Yeah, right, sometimes we have to do that and, push through it sometimes. But by the end of this live, I'd love to be able to give you guys some tips, some things that can help you actually move past that. Okay, all right, Eileen, great to have you on. Gabby says all the time. Erin's dropping a 2. Okay, so we find ourselves in that position. Kimberly says fear of failure, perhaps a greater fear of success. Okay, that's definitely something to address, right? Cindy's dropping 2s, lots of 2s coming through. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. When we do these little push-offs, okay, where we don't write something down or we say that's super simple, I'll remember it, we actually get into the habit of not taking action, okay, and not doing the thing that will maybe help you improve, or maybe that thing that it would be a memory jogger for you to get a new insight on something that you can give to your audience, okay? Awesome, we got lots of twos coming through. So here's the thing, once you've gotten yourself into that habit of not taking action because we'll just do it later, or that's super simple, or I can remember it, right? Okay, our minds are actually in a place where we're not taking action, right? That's just something simple. We'll just push it off. That's something I can just remember that, right? And then what happens, you guys, when we're faced with things that are uncomfortable? If we're in a habit of not taking action and then we're, put into a position where maybe we need to do a Facebook Live or, reach out and talk to somebody or develop a relationship, something that is uncomfortable for us, what happens? Okay, I'm curious, what happens? Hey, Adnan, great to have you on. Okay, Joe's dropping 2 in here too, okay? So when we're faced with things that are scary, that are outside of our comfort zone, when we're pre-programmed, yep, Aaron, we do nothing. Absolutely, okay? Because we're in the habit of not taking action already on the little things, you guys, just the tiny little things, okay? And so when we come across an opportunity to stretch and grow, we're full on the brakes. We're not gonna go anywhere, right? We don't want to take the action because we're pre-programmed to not take action, and now we're, attempting to take action something that's outside of our comfort zone, okay? So because of this, you guys, we often are holding ourselves stuck, okay? Lane says we're in a confused state. Absolutely, right? Spot on. Awesome, okay? So, but here's the thing, you guys, with the ever-changing world, as we're marketing online, if we're not taking action, or we're constantly relying upon how things used to be, okay, whether that means how we used to act or all these things that once were, eventually we're going to literally self-sabotage, okay? Self-sabotage because we're reinforcing ineffective habits, okay? So how many of you are relating to this, okay? We're reinforcing our ineffective habits because we're not taking action. We're not allowing ourselves necessarily to be open to new ideas. We're thinking about them, but they're outside of our comfort zone, so we withdraw inside ourselves and don't take that action. How many of you are relating to this? Have you ever been there? Drop me a 3 if this is you, or if you can relate to this, okay? Erin says that she's relating 100%. All right, okay? So this is something that we kind of cycle through, you guys, right? A little bit of self-sabotage. And here's the thing, you guys. How many of you feel like you have to be perfect before you do something? So you have to have a perfect understanding. You have to be 100% clear. You have to do it perfectly, and if you don't, you beat yourself up, okay? Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt yourself or had that moment where inside your mind you see that you're sliding maybe on that side of things, okay? Let me know. Eileen's got a 3 in here. Susan's got a 3. Erin says yes, okay? Lots of 3s coming through, you guys, okay? So here's the thing. Perfection is at the core of self-sabotage, okay? Perfection cannot be attained. And to seek it, it only generates frustration, right? Alicia says, oh man, yes. Lane's got a 3. Awesome. Sheree says no. Awesome, Sheree. That's awesome. Joyce says yes, okay? So it literally hampers success, you guys. And here's the thing. The interesting thing with perfection is it seems like we're striving for success, right? We want to do all these things perfectly. We want to have our best foot forward. We want to do things 100%. Right? And we're striving for excellence. Or at least that's what we tell ourselves, right? That's our perception that I can't do this because it needs to be perfect, because it has to be, the top thing I can ever do, right? Eileen says, I have, but since being with EMP, I've gotten way better. That is awesome. So glad to hear that, Eileen. All right, perfection is, of course, self-sabotage. Thanks for dropping the industry. Awesome, you guys. So here's the thing, you guys. When we tell ourselves that we're striving for excellence by relying upon our perfection, okay, it's impossible to actually achieve success, okay? It's not possible to achieve excellence if we were so stuck on perfectionism that we can't be open, that we can't move, that we can't take risks, right? And take action on those things that we feel we have to be perfect about before we can actually move forward. Okay, let that sink in for a second, you guys. Okay, the appearance of striving for excellence in the eyes of perfectionism, okay, so when you're coming from a place where you feel like you have to be perfect, okay, it actually makes excellence impossible because of how we are viewing things. So you guys, we're going to talk about the top 3 problems with perfectionism, okay? Number 1 is that you never begin anything, okay? Because it has to be perfect. You can't start something because you don't have all the pieces in place. You don't know all the stuff to be able to do it, to make sure that you do it perfect the first time. You guys, is that reasonable? Is it reasonable that you're going to have all the information you possibly can, that you're going to do it 100% perfect right out the gate? Okay, is that reasonable? I'm curious, is it? Okay. Erin says, I'm totally messing with your brain. Hopefully, Erin, this is going to be helpful for you moving forward, okay? Because it's something that we all deal with at some level. Maybe we don't classify ourselves as a perfectionist, but there's definitely elements of these that we all deal with at different places in our business, in our lives, okay? Margaret, thanks for hopping on. Awesome. Okay, you guys, no, yes, Joyce, it is not reasonable that we can do something perfect right out the gate, okay? Hey, Becky, great to have you on. Okay, and it's a lot of times we get confused inside our heads about what it is we're actually attempting to do, because we allow our self-talk and our perfectionism to hold us stuck because of how we're viewing things, right? We have to be 100% certain before we take the action because it needs to be perfect. Okay, Gabby says, totally dealing with this while working on a website. I can relate to that, right? Okay. Ford says perfectionism leads to frustration. Absolutely does. Okay, so the number 1 problem with perfection, you guys, is that we never begin anything. We don't take the action to start with, okay? All right, Catherine says being perfect the first time is not possible, so just get started and make progress each day. Absolutely. All right, you guys. Great comments coming through. Appreciate it. Okay, so the number 2 problem with perfectionism is procrastination. Okay, how many of you guys procrastinate things? Let me know. My hand's raised, okay? I procrastinate things every now and then as well, okay? And it's very closely linked to perfectionism. However, it can be confused because it could be a lack of confidence or a fear of being judged, okay? We procrastinate doing something because of how somebody else might react to us or how we might be perceived by other people. So it goes in hand with maybe I just don't know what I need to know, right? I don't have all this certainty of how to act, what's going to, happen for me, and then maybe I'm going to be judged, okay? So we procrastinate things, even though we know that that's the thing that is going to move us forward in our business, okay? Lots of people coming through relating to this. Absolutely, guys, right? It's something that we deal with. Number 3, you guys, the third top problem, with perfectionism, okay, is constantly looking for the right answer. You guys, there is no right answer. Okay, it's something that I really want to have a conversation with you guys about. Is there is no right or wrong in your business. There is no right answer. There is no yes or no button. Okay, and by constantly seeking for the right answer, we are closing ourselves off so that we can't actually learn things that are going to be effective for us moving forward. Okay, hey Michelle, great to have you on. Okay, so stop looking for the right answer. Okay, there is not a right or wrong answer. There's effective things that we can do, okay? There's ineffective things that we can do, but typically there are many ways to get a singular task done, okay? The way that you go about doing it, the way that you think about it, there are multiple ways to write positive, effective ad copy, okay? Every story is different, and yet it still resonates with the audience. There are different people doing Facebook Lives. Does that mean that one person's content is right and another person's content is wrong? Absolutely not. There is no right or wrong. It's what's effective and what's ineffective. Okay, so stop constantly looking for the right answer. Okay, it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Just like perfection doesn't exist. Absolutely, Cindy says perfection doesn't exist. It's a myth, all made up, and it's made up in our heads to keep us stuck and not moving forward. Okay, so you guys, how do we, hey Sadaf, thanks for hopping on. How do we combat perfectionism? I'm going to share with you 4 tips that are going to hopefully help you move through when you find yourself in a position where you're feeling like you have to be perfect, or you find yourself stuck not moving forward, right? Because of this list of things that need to be a certain way in your head, okay? So number 1 is, you guys, ask yourself, what can you do today, this week, or this month, and then take a baby step, okay? And this is saying, this is what I can do today. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe you start writing down a couple ideas that come through to your mind for a Facebook Live, okay? And you start keeping record of those things so that you have data to pull from, okay? Becky says, just do it. Awesome, okay. Ford says, myriad variables prohibit one right answer. Seeking is perfectionism. So looking for resources, right? Being open to ideas that you can use. Hey, Kumi, thanks for hopping on, okay? So number one is ask yourself, what can you do right now today? And then start making a plan this week or this month to get those things moving forward. Okay, making a plan, getting results in line that you want to achieve, and then take those baby steps. Okay, number two is to drop the all or nothing mentality. Okay, you guys, this is something that holds so many people back, is it has to be all or nothing. Okay, I either have to do it 100% right or I'm not going to do it at all. Drop the all or nothing mentality. Every single step counts, effective, ineffective. Okay, we learn from everything that we do, and so everything counts. And if you don't start taking those actions, if you don't start taking those steps, you're not going to have the data that you need to evaluate to become more effective in what you're currently working on. Okay, so number two is to drop the all or nothing mentality, because everything counts. Three, you guys, is work on being better than perfect. Now, what do I mean by work on being better than perfect? Okay, this means striving for your best. This does not mean comparing you to somebody else or yourself to somebody else's journey, or comparing yourself to the idea of who you ought to be. Okay, this means do your best. If you didn't achieve it 100% the first time, okay, you didn't. Evaluate what worked about that. What might you do differently? Get curious about it. Okay, because all the things that we do, whether they're effective or ineffective, it's just information, you guys. It's information that we can use to help us move further, faster, okay? So long as we take the moment to get into action and then evaluate, right? It allows that movement to happen a lot faster. Okay, you guys, and number four, and this one's a big one, and I want you to think about this as well, okay? And how are you thinking about what you're learning and your journey right now, okay? Give yourself the permission to be a beginner or to be a student. You do not have to have all the right answers right now. Okay, right answers, right? That's what you're searching for. You don't have to have all the information right in this moment. You don't have to have, all those things. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Okay, understand that you are a student. You're learning something new. You're taking your journey online, right? Give yourself the permission and the grace to say, you know what? I've not done this before. I haven't practiced it very much, but I am committed to doing it. And give yourself the permission to be a student or to be learning something new. Okay, that means that by virtue, you're not going to be perfect, right? Because it's an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. You're going to learn that you're learning, you're on a path, you're striving to be better than you were the day before. Okay, so give yourself that permission. All right, you guys. So instead of searching and attempting to be perfect, right? What would happen for you if you instead made the choice to strive for the best that you can do? Okay, how might that shift things for you? How might it shift things for you if you asked yourself, what can you do today, and start taking those baby steps? Or if you drop the all or nothing mentality? Or if you worked on being better than perfect, right? Being the best version that you can be, and evaluating your behaviors and what you're doing along the way. And then how would your business be different if you allowed yourself and gave yourself the permission to not have all the answers? Okay, I want you to start thinking about that. How would that change things for you? How might that help you move forward? All right, okay, instead of searching for the right answers, be present on the journey. Let it be okay that you're learning. Let it be okay that you're not 100% all the time, okay? Learn from what you're doing, evaluate, and move forward, all right? So evaluate what worked, what didn't, and what might I do differently next time. All right, Ashley says, my business would probably start growing. Sheree says, it helps you keep moving forward. Erin says, I would actually be making progress. Awesome, you guys. Great comments coming through. Bridget says, I like this. I have a new perspective to look from. That is wonderful. I'm so glad, Bridget. Yes, Sheree, perfection is a myth. It definitely is a myth, you guys. So that's the value for our daily dose of awesome today, you guys. Hopefully you found value. If you did, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. If you know somebody that would benefit from hearing this, go ahead and share this on your pages, you guys. And I really appreciate you being on with me today. It was wonderful to have this time, and the interaction was fantastic. Thank you so much. And you guys, don't forget to join us here every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific for your daily dose of awesome. And in the words of our beloved JT DeBolt, don't be perfect, just be awesome. Take care, guys.